Hey guys, Jared here, Magnetic Men's Club. Hope everyone's doing well. In this video, I want to explain to you why it's not only normal, but it's also necessary exploring the feelings that you get or that attraction you get from the opposite sex. Now, what I mean by that is if you're in a relationship right now, how many times have you, and if your girlfriend or your boyfriend is sitting right with you, don't say it out loud. How many times have you seen a pretty girl or an attractive guy and just had the thought, wow, this person is gorgeous, or this man is fine? At the same time, how many of you guys had this counter thought that comes in, this guilt or this shame that comes in for even having the thought? Meaning, I can't believe I just thought that. I have a girlfriend. I have a boyfriend. I love my girlfriend. I love my boyfriend. And so what happens is we suppress that thought and we feel guilty for having that thought, for noticing an attractive person, for feeling attraction to somebody else. I want to tell you it's completely normal. We are human beings. We have different desires. We have different energies. It's completely fine to find somebody else attractive. Men, I know it's hard for us to admit, but we're not the only guys in the world. Meaning two things can be correct or true at the same time. Your girlfriend, your wife, finds you attractive. She loves you. That could be true. Another truth is that guy walking down the street or in the mall is also attractive. I know we don't like to admit it, nor do the women in our lives like to admit it, that there are other good-looking women. But here's the problem. When you suppress it, when you ignore it, when you pretend it doesn't exist, and even when you bring it up, and the other person gets completely jealous, completely irrational by having the thought, it creates dysfunction in an otherwise fairly normal, fairly healthy relationship. And I want to explore that a little bit more because this has come up in my relationships in the past, and I do coach around this topic to a degree, but a lot of people won't admit it out loud, but everybody experiences this. Because we're human, because we have the tendency for variety, because we like the novelty of this newness of relationships, by seeing somebody, by seeing an attractive person, it can quickly, especially for men, engage emotions based purely on physical attractiveness. What I want to get across is just because you're in a relationship doesn't mean you don't have eyes, doesn't mean you can't see, doesn't mean that you can't accept the fact that there's other good-looking men and other good-looking women out there. It's a reality. And the more that you are comfortable to admit this, the more that you feel comfortable in your own sexuality saying, yes, I'm with my girlfriend for 1,000 reasons. However, this other girl is also good looking, or this other guy is also good looking. When you can admit that and let it out and not suppress it, that thought is free to leave. By suppressing those thoughts, by pretending those thoughts don't exist, by ignoring those thoughts now control you. And this is how men sometimes can get in trouble, because they suppress the thought of, I can't even look at this good-looking girl. I can't even acknowledge her beauty over my girlfriend losing her shit, that I'm just going to squash it down and pretend she doesn't exist. And it creates this energy, this negative energy around the whole situation. Men are physical creatures. We can look at a beautiful woman and instantaneously engage our emotions. You need to understand that, and you need to accept it. Also, men, you have to understand that our women are desired and wanted by pretty much every man that's out there. And the fact that we're not just the only one in her circle, or we're not the only one she may find attractive, we too need to understand that. So two things can be correct at the same time. You can be in a committed, loving, healthy, nurturing relationship with somebody and also acknowledge that you find somebody else attractive. It's completely fine. They're both fine. They're both valid. And the sooner that both men and women in a relationship can understand that and freely express it, the sooner that those binds or that shame, that guilt of saying it will go away and that feeling just leaves. Here's what happens a lot of times. This has happened to me in the past. I was in a relationship and I see a beautiful woman. And maybe we lock eyes and it's a quick smile, okay? Because I stuffed down my emotions, because I stuffed down even that moment of maybe happiness, maybe I liked the fact that she flirted with me, maybe I liked the fact that I flirted back with her. It doesn't matter the situation, but because of that interaction, because we've exchanged that energy for a minute and I felt ashamed doing it, I would push it down and I'd keep pushing it down. And guess what I would do? I would make my partner the persecutor in my relationship. Meaning, I can't even look at a pretty girl, she's going to get mad. I can't even say hi to a girl and she's going to fly off the fucking handle. I can't believe this shit. Why am I even with her? We create our own dysfunction in the relationship without our partner even there. So what disservice does that do to your own partner? You're already putting down your partner in your head for having a thought that's completely natural. When you get open about this in a relationship, now my girlfriend, I love her to death. I know other guys are looking at her. She's 4 states away from me. But what I also understand is I can't control her emotions, I can't control her thoughts, and I can't control her perceptions. But she can control her actions. And that's why I trust her. So the point being, for women, understand that men can't control their emotions. If they find a girl beautiful, find a girl hot, they're hot. His thoughts around it you can't control, and his perceptions orientated around that situation you also can't control. But what he can control is his actions. Notice in this, none of this you can control. You can't control his actions and you can't control any of his emotional state with this. You have to go into the situation trusting that he will do the right thing. And in this situation, the right thing, ladies, is to allow him to acknowledge that she's beautiful. Not get on his ass like, oh, would you fuck her? The answer is yes. I'm telling you, yes, I'd fuck her. But the correct answer is, why am I still with you? From all the beautiful women I've dated, of all the women I've dated in my past, I'm choosing to commit to you. So why does she matter? You can make the same argument, ladies, with men. You're dating this guy. This guy may be super jealous because all these guys are looking at you. Guys, you can't control what other guys do. You can't control your woman's emotional state. You can't control her perceptions. And you can't control her feelings. And it's also true, you can't control her actions. The only thing she's in control of there is her actions. So if she does cheat on you, it's 100% her fault. Men, if you cheat on your women, it's 100% your fault. That's the only thing you can actually commit to in any relationship is your actions. Nothing else. So if you take nothing else away from this video, just remember, everything else that you do, what you think, how you feel in a certain situation, how you perceive a situation, you can't always control those, but how you act in a situation, you 100% can control. If you've gotten this far, please hit like, hit subscribe to this channel. It is a growing channel. I do bounce around a little bit between, dating and these types of concepts. And we're just trying to figure out the algorithm on what people resonate most with. This channel is mostly geared towards men to help them understand certain dynamics that you could call it red pill, but it's just certain dynamics that have always been there, but have been washed away by society and blitzed and glammed and try to make these new buzzwords on society. But the end of the day is, I'm trying to help men stay stoic, be men, have a purpose, have a drive, stay on that purpose, have their drive. If they can do those things, the women in their lives, by default, will stay with them. And the ones that leave weren't supposed to be with you anyway. If you have a question, please go to my website, fill out the contact us information, fire off your questions, or you can leave a comment in the comment section below. I do try to get as many of the comments answered as possible within a reasonable amount of time. With that, my name is Jared Schoonmaker. If you found this video helpful, please hit like, hit subscribe, leave me a comment, tell me to fuck off, whatever you want to do. With that, have a good day. We'll talk soon.